Hey guys, and welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today I'm going to be showing you how to disassemble a M4, or in this case the CM506. Hey guys, so welcome back. If you are enjoying my content, please do think about liking and subscribing. It really does help me out. So today we're going to dismantle this CM506, otherwise known as an M4CQB. Now this is pretty similar or almost the same in just about any M4 variant. The recoils will be slightly different, but it gives you a good idea that it's not that difficult to do. So we'll get started. So first thing we've got here is the front body pin. So on this one, it's a screwed in body pin, so it's got a nut in it that just needs loosening off. I'm just trying to find the right size bit. That'll do. Now, on most M4s that you would normally come across, drop that out of the way, the body pin there wouldn't actually have a screw on it at all. It would just be a pin that you can just push through. So now we've got that out of the way, get a screwdriver. So all I did was put that in there, give it a tap through, and then we've got the bolt and the screw. So I'll just loosely attach those and get those out of the way. Now this will, or should, just slide apart. Watching for this, obviously there's no bolt to catch on here, but just in case. So that nicely separates. So if you wanted, you can slide out the barrel and hop assembly from in there. I'm pretty sure the springs just come off the hop. I'll sort that out later. Get those out of the way. So next thing, we're down to the main guts of the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the battery cover, and I'm going to slide the stock along. I'm going to get rid of this stock. Now I've made sure that the wiring is inside the stock tube, where it is on a normal crane stock M4. Now on this type of M4, I'll just pull down on this tab, and there we go, the stock releases. So I pull on it normally, and then pull on it with your finger, and it releases the pin and it comes off. On some, particularly if it's like a Magpul style stock, you would have to pull down on it, and then there'll be a pin there, and you have to get a screwdriver in and pry it further down, and then it comes off nice and quick. So next thing we're going to do is going to remove the stock tube. So what I'm going to do is, there is just a Phillips head screw down there. I've got my long Phillips head screwdriver. I'm just going to slide that down there, and normal threading, positive thread, so it's anti-clockwise to unscrew, and wiggle that out of the way. That is a little bit stuck in there. That's not a problem because we're removing this anyway. So move that out of the way. There are connectors here. Usually the lug that's keeping the stock tube attached to the back would come out as well with the screw, but it's it looks like it's stuck in there. Absolutely fine. There's connectors on here, so I'll detach those now. So now they're out of the way, the sling plate comes off. Get rid of it, and next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the mag release. So on this one, we've actually got a Phillips head screw in here, and now on some of them it's just a solid like bolt that's coming through. So I'll just remove this one. So just unscrew it, the button lifts out with the screw, pull the little spring out, and the mag catch drops out the other side. Now on some of these, what you have to do is push the button right down inside, and the mag catch pushes out this side, and you have to unwind it, and it's a twist out one. Now this one isn't one of those types. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the pistol grip. So I'm going to go back to my Phillips head, there's 2 Phillips head screws. Occasionally they might use a Torx screw, or they might use a Allen key bolt, depending on the particular brand. But generally there are 2 screws, one at the front, one at the back. So now, because it's got this tiny little grub screw to adjust the motor, I'm going to be very careful here. I'm just going to lift this motor plate out very carefully, and you'll see here there is a little metal disc. Now that metal disc is important to keep that safe, because the tiny little grub screw in here, in there, pushes onto this to move your motor up and down within the pistol grip. So we're then down into the motor. So we've got red at the front, black at the back, and the red wire comes up the front of the pistol grip, goes across the bottom, up the back and round, and the black wire comes up the back, straight up and onto its terminal. So I'm just going to lift those out of the way, and generally the motors just lift straight out, and there is your motor. Nice and easy, nice simple job. Move that out of the way. Now hopefully you can sort of see down in there, the red wire goes down here, across and into its hole. We'll see it better hopefully when I remove the pistol grip. So again, there's just 2 Phillips head screws down there. Again, occasionally I have seen some manufacturers have used Allen keys or the like down there, or hex key bolts, but the most common type is usually a Phillips head. So those are both loosened off. Wiggle the pistol grip and it will just come free, and as you can see there, the red has gone into the front hole, and you should be able to see there. Now I'll just clarify this for you, move those out. There we go. Now hopefully I'll remove the screws. There are, the big hole in the middle is, this one is where the motor goes down. This hole at the front is where the red wire comes up. This hole at the back is where the black wire comes up. This hole here and this one here are spare screw holes that some manufacturers use, some manufacturers don't. Commonly the screw that's at the top left here and the screw at the bottom right here are the most common ones that you get in a pistol grip on an M4 that are used. So we're nearly down to the nitty gritty. 2 little bits left. We've got 1 body pin here and this body pin here to remove. So I'm going to get rid of this one first. Now normally we find that this body pin here knocks out from this side going out to the right. So we'll just put that in place. Oh, that just popped straight out. Usually you might need to put a little bit of stress on that, knock it through a little bit. So if you can see, hopefully, there is a bit of thread around the end of that. It's threaded slightly, and that is what sits on this right hand side. So get that out of the way. And last but not least, it's just this bolt here, which we should be able to just undo. That comes out the way. I can already feel that that's dropping out easily. So there's the bolt gone. We tighten that off. Make sure you do know the difference between the 2 bolts. The front body pin has got a flat edge on it because that sits in line with that flat edge there, so it's quite difficult to get them mixed up. And the back body pin is rounded off at both ends. So now we're down to this stage. We should be relatively easily able to just maneuver that a little bit forward. Does need a little bit of pressure, push in, and it will just pop like that. Get the body out of the way. So there we have our version 2 M4 gearbox. Nice and simple. So come back next time where I will be installing a gate Murph 3.2 MOSFET into this gearbox, well, outside of this gearbox. So I'll be desoldering the wires out, I'll be running new wires through out to the stock of the gun, and hopefully getting some nice little performance benefits out of this little beauty. See you next time, bye.